All right. So I guess now you understand what the plan was.
Absolutely. At Colts Law, we talk Indianapolis Colts football.
We're going to stick to what we know, fundamentals and technique, 1% better every day.
Welcome to Colts Law. I'm Lawrence Owen, and with me as usual is Colts Loyalist. How you doing today, man? How was your week?
Outstanding. I'll tell you, I knew something was going on. Just to let everybody know, I had no idea what was going on. He just come in here. He's like, and he did a lot of different stuff than normally.
My hair was messed up, man. Come on now.
I like that. Where'd you get that at?
Oh, I bought it at Walmart, actually.
That's awesome.
What did the Fox say? The Fox said that the Indianapolis Colts are going to win this Sunday. Woo! All right, guys. I just had to jump this out because it was kind of weird, and I bought it, and now it's really freaking hot in here. All right, hold on. And then I broke it, and I dropped my headset, and my hair's everywhere, and woohoo! Yay!
You gotta stress your kitties out.
Oh, and it was probably a little bit weird on my sound too. You probably couldn't hear me very well, could you?
No, it wasn't actually too bad at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the howl came out really good too.
Oh, good Lord. Monday Night Football. I got fur. Fur all in my face. That's weird to try to take care of. All right.
Probably stressing your cats out.
Maybe a little bit. Well, that was gross. It's weird when you have fur in your mouth and you don't know whose it is. Is it one of my cats? Is it the... Oh. All right, guys. I love it, man. It's Wednesday. I was really excited. Guys, also, tomorrow at noon, I am recording with Strong Opinion Sports. So that's going to be fun. And then next week, I'll be on his show as well. So this week, it's just going to me and him. We're probably not going to be just talking Indianapolis Colts. So I think we're going to just, in general, talk a little bit about the Colts and the NFL in general. Maybe, the AFC and the AFC South and just and stuff like that. Law says lack of sleep. Maybe a little bit. Sean there is in here. Faye's in here. Colt Strong. Zach Erlinson. What's up, everybody? Appreciate you being in here. And then, of course, there's this Loyalist guy that's in the top. That's
stalking you all the time.
All the time, man. But yeah, after that Sunday game, I was like, I can't wait until I get to the all 22. I was going to break some film down, look at, the offensive line and Carson Wentz and maybe the run game a little bit. I still, to this point, do not have the all 22 on Game Pass. I have it for all but 4 games. That's nuts. That's nuts. And the one of them is the Colts game. I don't have the Colts game yet for some reason. I got all of them except the Colts. I got the Sunday Night Football game on there, but not the Colts game, which is ridiculous in my opinion. I'm gonna fix mine. Yay, I'll just do this here. There.
Let it be free.
All right. Now I feel better. Oh, my goodness. So, there was some news today, and it got dropped, and everybody was all over the place on Twitter. Oh, my gosh. And on Facebook. Holy crap, man. As you may have heard, the Patriots were rumored to they were going to release Stephon Gilmore, right? They took him off the PUP list so they could trade him or to release him. And then someone traded him for a 6th-round pick. And everybody's jumping in going, what in the world? Why didn't we go get Gilmore? They only gave a 6th-round pick for him.
From 2023.
Yeah, and I'm like, you do realize that Gilmore wants his contract for this year restructured and wants like $15 million, right? I mean, that's a little bit hard for the Colts to do, being that they've only got $1.3 million in there. And, you know, they can't do anything with contracts for this season. You can't move money around for this season, right? Because we're in that season. They can move stuff around for next season, but that would mean that the Colts would have to sign him to a multi-year contract. And the Colts just don't sign aging veterans. Doesn't matter if they are, you know, defensive player of the year, 2 years removed. They just don't sign them for long-term, you know, multi-year contracts. They don't. And then think about it. They have maybe enough money in their arsenal over the next couple years to put one more big contract. And that's it. You know, after this year's signing of Darius Leonard and Braden Smith and Naheem Hines, they'll be able to sign one more big contract. And, you know, we still got Quentin.
One more after Quentin? Or is this?
No, that's including Quentin.
Okay.
So are we going to sign Gilmore and just let Quentin walk? I mean, what were everybody thinking about this? You know, this is something that was a very difficult situation. I didn't see the Colts having any shot at all for Stephon Gilmore. Not at all.
I agree on the money. It didn't add up. But then to top it off, I mean, Stephon, you know, the reason he got this trade was it was something he had checked off because it got him close to home, you know, there in the Carolinas and stuff. I mean, do you really think that Stephon Gilmore would want to join a 1-3 Colts team that, you know, he's not even sure, you know, if we're going to make the playoffs or not. And not to mention, you know, like you said, he's just now coming off the PUP list. You know, I mean, how football conditioned is he ready, you know, and how does he fit with the ski? I mean, there was just too much to bring on from that particular player. Now, there was another player that I was a little more interested in.
I know there's names being dropped right now. That name's been dropped multiple times right now through the chat. I see you people. I see you. So yeah, there's Jalen Smith out there. I get you. That's an interesting concept because now he is legitimately, Jalen is more of a Bobby Okereke, Darius Leonard type player. You know what I'm saying?
Okereke.
Yeah. It's going to get hard for me to remember that. It's Bobby Okereke, but he's that body build type player, you know, the quickness but he's not even as good covering receivers as Bobby is, right? And he's better at shedding blocks than Bobby is. And he's decent in the tackle game. So I see him as a fit at the Sam. We wouldn't sign him for something, you know, that would be a big time, a lot of snap percentages. You get what I'm saying? But let's just face it, Zaire Franklin has just been straight ass this season for the Colts. On both defense and special teams, and he's a special teams captain. And Franklin's just been no good this year. So now, am I a little hard on him? Yes, but when you're 1-3, it's time to be a little hard on some people, you know. And quite frankly, Zaire's play has earned people's, you know, kind of ire that has been going his way. Faye says, man, lost us the game versus the Titans. Yeah. Multiple plays. I mean, there was 2 plays. He legitimately is responsible for 14 points for the Titans.
Yeah.
14. Okay? So that's big. And I'm not talking, he was covering the guy. You know, no. I'm talking We had not 14, 10 points. He was responsible for the hit on the punter, which gave them a first down, which allowed them to go get a field goal. And, he got mulled over. Now, granted, Darius Leonard got mulled over too, but he was getting mulled over by a lot of people. He was getting mulled over by tight ends, right? Not just in the Titans game, but in other games as well, right? Do you remember the Rams game? He got bowled over in that game. He just hasn't been playing to what you want to see at the Sam position. So now Jalen Smith, on the other hand, he might be better at that, but is he really gonna? And he's getting paid already.
Exactly.
I mean, he is getting paid. He's getting paid $10 million by the Cowboys this year, $7 million next year, right?
Yeah.
So you could legitimately sign him for a 2-year contract and not have to be that much money because he's already got bucks in the bank waiting on him.
Yeah.
But would he want to come and play Sam at a lesser role? That's the big question.
Exactly, because, I mean, you think about it, Ballard and everything, I mean, character. Jalen Smith checks the character box in spades. I mean, there's never been a complaint about this young man, whether it was his time in Notre Dame or his time at Dallas. You sit there and you look at his age. He's definitely in the age group that, Ballard would be interested in making a multi-year commitment. Like you said, I can't see him asking for a lot of money just for the fact that, he is getting paid. But the question is can he get enough snaps? Can he get enough playing time to suffice him and stuff, and more to that, as I sit there and I think about, we've been watching now a young man by the name of Darius Leonard. He's been playing less than 100%, you know what I mean? And would this be something that you could move him in and out and give Darius a little bit less snaps or something? Because no, I don't think that they're going to sit Darius a week or two to let him, recover a little bit. I mean, the team can't handle that much of a loss on the defensive side. But the thing is just changing them in on plays and stuff and putting a little less wear. And does that, is that something that, might also fit into the getting him some of his snaps and stuff. And then also, like I said, hopefully helping speed up the Darius Leonard process to 100%.
Well, I think that he would definitely need to be able to play special teams. That's a big yes, because if you're going to be signing someone there, then we're going to have to release a linebacker, and every linebacker is a special teamer outside of our two main starters, right? Besides Okereke and Leonard, every other one is a special teamer. Adams, Glasgow, and Franklin. So if we have to sign him, we're probably getting rid of one of those three. Probably be Franklin or Adams, because Glasgow's really good in special teams, better than the other two. So he would have to help fill in some special teams role. And I don't know how much. I don't know if he would take over any position snaps. Would he? Yes, he's got the body type to be able to give guys breaks. Yes, I get that. And that's what you're talking about?
Because basically the way I see it is, if he came in, he would be our third best linebacker, I think, in the core. And then not to mention the Eberflus connection and how well he performed in the system and stuff when Eberflus was running the linebackers and stuff. But, you were sitting there talking about, Carson's getting healthier now. Is it possible that, we can sit there and be a little more comfortable and we've got Ellinger coming back and stuff, maybe just going back to two people on the active roster at the quarterback position, setting a third person into, the practice squad, and then probably releasing the fourth person. Is that a potential way that you could open up that roster spot, you think, because of Carson's health recovering? Because, I'm not saying that he looked, 100% or anything, but you've seen the leap from 2 weeks ago to this week. He really looked like he had improved. He went from what looked like 35-40% to about 80% in 1 week's time.
But at the same time, You don't know. I mean, with the way he's been acquiring injuries this past season, you don't know if he's going to be, available or not. He might come out and play and then get hurt, I'm worried about that. I really am. That's something that's gotten me a little bit on the, yeah, he might be recovering from the ankle injuries, but who's to say that, he may not end up getting a sprained knee or, something of that nature that might cause him to where we might have to pull him,
Right. But now if you do that, you still got your backup, and then you got your fallback for your practice squad. And then whoever the odd man out is, he can be treated sort of like that, Walker was treated there for years. He's on the practice squad. He's off the roster. He's on the, I don't know. I just, like I said, to me, I don't know that we automatically have to get rid of a linebacker if we brought him on. That's all, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't know if we keep more than 5. I mean, do we have? I think we have. Is it 5 or 6? What's up, FaZe? I'm sorry. I'll talk to you later, man. Appreciate you being here. Let me go check the depth chart real quick, my guy.
Yeah, because I was thinking with Glasgow going on IR, I thought that brought us down to. But yeah, I would love to see this kid, be dressed up with the Colts uniform. I mean, the system fits so good into his style of play because he's much more of that freewheeling, sort of what I picture in, with Darius. He's more that freewheeling, let me just play with my hair on fire type. Don't make me have to sit there and analyze and dissect and figure out a puzzle type thing. Just let my motor start and let me go.
Well, we still have 5 linebackers there, and that's with Glasgow because we're EJ Speed. So that we generally keep 5 like active, and I think that's that 5 or 6. I don't know that empty spot. That's how we got that in the first place was. Roster moves due to injuries and IR and stuff like that. Yeah. So either way, I would be interested. I wouldn't want to pay a bunch of money. Jalen's not. I mean, his play is not worthy of a Darius Leonard, type contract, or even the amount of money he was getting in the Cowboys. Even you ask Cowboys fans thought that he was way overpaid when they signed extended him in the first place.
See, but that's the thing. You sit there and you listen to him, and at first they were disgruntled, and then they loved the kid. You know what I mean? And then they brought in that hot mess of a defensive coordinator. What was it, last year? And his numbers dropped off, and then Campbell just never took to him, you know what I mean? So like I said, and I just really think, my question is also, will there be multiple teams, and will there be I don't see any team paying an exorbitant price. Like you said, I don't see them getting, $7 million a year or anything like that, but will there be enough interest in them that it would knock the Colts out of because I can't imagine the Colts doing a whole lot more over league minimum, veteran minimum type of situation.
Maybe. Yeah, most likely. I mean, because good players, he does have positives about him, there are good things about him, about Jalen. So it's possible. But again, the Colts, they seem to go out there and draft their own linebackers too.
Yeah,
and they're pretty good at it. So
yeah, he's really good at it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like going out and getting tackles, offensive tackles or something of that nature. Or cornerbacks, Well, I mean, we have yet to see this year for the defensive end, but I got you, understand. But yeah, that's the thing, He may not. He may look at him and go, well, maybe.
Yeah.
If he wants $2-3 million a year, but I don't see $2-3 million a year. Not with a losing team.
Yeah.
Could he sign that with a Tampa Bay? Most likely. You know, it'd be like a no-brainer. You know, because you're going to get bonuses for going to the Super Bowl possibly. So, Ninkowski, appreciate you being here. Y23K, what's up? Skylar and Kirsten. I'm going to learn how to pronounce all your guys' names at one of these days. I promise you. Don't be a Debbie Downer on Carson being injured a lot. I don't know a player in the league that got rolled up by Donald like that and just have sprained ankles. I get you. But at the same time, had that been Peyton Manning, had that been Phillip Rivers, you know, and it was them that, you know, knew Donald was bearing down their neck, they wouldn't have tried to take off and run away from that guy. They would have threw that ball away instantaneously and fell down into fetal position, you know, and you know it.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing about Carson. You take the good with the bad with him because he's going to try to extend the play and get you. And he did that a few times, you know, in the Miami game.
Yeah.
You know, and so in order for that to happen, he's going to take hits a few times. And I understand that. So there is the good and the bad, but you have to be realistic that he's going to take shots, and there are going to be a lot more opportunities for him to get injured because of it.
Oh. That's for sure. But the nice thing about Carson is he heals faster than any human on planet right now. Because like you said, I mean, this guy has been banged up quite a few times, and he's I mean, you know, making the Eagles happy right now because he ain't missing hardly any snaps because of it.
Yeah. That's why I said, Kirsten, that's what I was saying about if we did get Smith, it wouldn't be for the Mike. It wouldn't be for the Will. It would be for the Sam. And it would be, and that's what the Sam linebacker's for. It's that, you know, he is there mostly to stop the run or go after the quarterback. You know, that's what a Sam is for. You know, he's that edge setter. And Jalen's still pretty good at that. He's not very good at covering even tight ends or running backs, let alone wide receivers.
And it's awful hard to take Kenny Moore off. But, you know, once you put that Sam in, you know, Kenny, you know, so if you're going to have to be taking Kenny off, you're going to want to put something a little better than, you know, what we've seen lately, like you said, from Zaire and stuff. So that's why I was wondering. I was curious to see, what do you think? You think we'll get to see have an EJ Speed sighting this week with, you know, Lamar Jackson and just his physical? You like that? That's a mix between physical and freaky, but his physical natures and stuff. Do you think that, you know what I mean, that we might actually get to see him? Because I just, from everything I saw from Darius, I don't want him shadowing Lamar like he did last year. I feel like if he was put in that position this year, that his, you know, his movement or, you know, lack of movement would really show up super big in that situation. I mean, I was sitting there thinking about that because isn't that how we stopped him? You know, at least the first half was basically just said, Darius, you keep your eye on that guy and don't let him leave your sight type of thing, right?
Yeah.
You know,
well, I mean, the Colts have multiple people. I mean, the whole defense is quick. They can use their safeties. Mm-hmm. You know, they've got good safeties that they could use. The thing is, with Lamar Jackson's physical abilities,
we're gonna trademark it real quick.
I would think that you would want to use a different person like every other play to
give him different
shadow
looks
him.
And make him thinking about
it. Don't let him know who's following him around. You know, I mean, you could have Kenny Moore follow him around one game. You know, a few snaps. It doesn't matter. You could have Kimoko Toure drop back and follow him around once in a while, you know, because he's got that quickness and ability as well. Now, do I think that Toure could get burnt by him? Yes, but it would make life a little bit more difficult on him, I think. Always have somebody, you know, spying him. So no, you're right. It should not be Leonard all the time.
What did you think of the EJ Speed thought, though? Is that somebody that you could see getting a little extra more snaps? And
it'll be interesting. Yeah, because I thought EJ did okay in training camp this season. I mean, I wouldn't say he was great. He got burnt a few times, but he showed better in training camp from what I'm understanding, because we weren't allowed to be there the year before. But from what I'm understanding, what he looked like this year was a lot better than what he looked last year. So, it's a possible. Can't be much worse than what we're seeing from Franklin, though. Derek Larger is in the house.
Derek.
What up, my guy? He says, anyone else concerned about how much more effective Lamar has been in the pocket?
Yes.
No.
Oh, really?
And I'll
Why?
tell
Because
you.
in it. Okay, go ahead. I was gonna say, I only thing I can figure is because it makes it easier to play against the more standard package versus you never know whenever they're running the ball, where it's coming from and who's running it.
Well, it makes it easier for the defense. Yes. Because he's not running that RPO nearly as much as what he used to. Because he just doesn't have the personnel. But at the same time, I want him throwing the football 10 times more than I want him running it. Okay? Because I'm still looking at the film and I'm still seeing, where, there's accuracy issues, there's drop issues by his receivers. There's still situations where this would really come into effect with our defense and our quickness. But the problem is we need to be able to tighten those zones up. Okay? If we could tighten those zones up even a little bit against Lamar Jackson, it'd be so much better. Because, you almost can never play man against a Lamar Jackson.
Oh.
Almost never. Because if you do, that means you're turning your backs to him. And then that's when he goes off for 60 yards and a touchdown. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. The way our secondary played last week, let me rephrase that. With the way Xavier Rhodes played last week and stuff, who are we going to, have guard, who's going to be able to withstand the Hollywood Brown? Now, the only thing we got going for that is he's had a lot of the drops this year that you were discussing and stuff. You know what I mean? But I still could just see that type of receiver just eating the secondary alive. Unless there again, can we get healthier? Can we get Rock back in? Can we get Kari Willis back in and stuff? I'm a little concerned to see Lamar start getting 318 yards passing last week, I think it was. So like you said, if they can put that pressure and make those windows tighter, great. But I'm a much bigger fan of this defense trying to chase them down and everybody running to the ball versus having to try to keep tabs of these wide receivers this year.
Yeah, I get it. I understand where people's coming from, and I watched the majority of the Ravens last game and the game before, the week before, and I'll tell you what, the guy that scares me the most, and this is legit, is Hollywood Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He's had drop issues, but when he catches the ball, it's like a big play waiting to happen.
Yeah. Every
time he touches that ball. So he's the guy. I legitimately think that we need to make sure he's the one guy. I'm not that scared. Mark Andrews just got signed a massive contract. I'm not scared of Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is not that fast of a tight end. He's a big body, right? And he's important in the red zone. Just like, our kind of like, how we want to use Mo Alley Cox, but just hasn't really been effective lately. Mark Andrews has had a lot of drops. Wide open, no one around him, hit him right in the hands, and boop, right in the ground. So I hate saying we're relying on a team to beat themselves with drops and things of that nature.
Yeah, you can't. Yes,
you can't do that.
Nope.
But at the same time, I would much rather, against a team like the Ravens, you have to make the Ravens beat you, and play a perfect game. That's what I see. I want the Ravens to have to play a perfect game to beat us. And I think that if the Colts play a tight zone coverage, and like what we talked about with the whole keeping a different spy on Lamar, there's going to be enough times. You see plenty of turnover-worthy plays. Yes, he had 300 and some yards. You know how many he had 4 turnover-worthy plays? 7? Yeah.
He has 7.
Well, I know he's got 7. Yeah, he's got 7
yeah.
turnover. He had 4 turnover-worthy plays last week. Okay? Yeah. 4. Turnover-worthy. That's not talking about where, he threw a 50-50 ball or something like that, and the defender got his hands and should have intercepted. No. He completely missed, and it hit the defender right in the hands with no guy anywhere around, that kind of situation. 4 turnover-worthy plays. And that's what you see. And this is a situation where I think that the Colts could win just by playing sound defense. And that's scary because I haven't really seen that this year.
Yeah. I know what you're saying, man. And, and the thing is all this is for nothing. Whether who shadows Lamar or whether, whether that we make them throw the ball, all that does not matter if we cannot get a pass rush from these 4 down linemen. Because these linebackers, like you said, they're not going to be able to just start blitzing and coming in and getting in Lamar's face, because as soon as he makes that one step, he's gone. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we really need to get a good disciplined rush from our 4. I'd love to see Kamoko just, say, hey, okay, last week was just a little sample of what's coming. That's what I want to see so bad.
Yeah, I can see that. Joe Thornburg says the same thing in here. He says, we don't need Gilmore. We just need our front 7 to get their shit together. And I agree. I agree. Last week, we've seen a little bit of that. Even Brissett was able to get away from him, a few times, shake a few and get out. But
I think Grover was like the 5th man hitting him on that strip sack.
I know, right? I mean, that's a good sign that, we had 5 guys hitting him. But at the same time, it's not a good sign that was the 5th guy to before it happened. I mean, good Lord. But the Ravens' offensive line has not been good. Their run game has not been good. Lamar Jackson is their whole offense. All right, I'm telling you, I'm looking. They can't run the ball very well. Their offensive line has not been very good. I think we could stop the run. Like their running game, I don't think as a team outside of Lamar Jackson, I think we could hold that team to under 50 yards rushing. I legitimately believe that. But
if we do that, what does Lamar have to be held to? So in this scenario,
Lamar has to be held to under 60 yards rushing and under 250 yards passing for the Colts to have a chance of winning this game. So hold Lamar to under 300 total yards, okay?
I got 60 yards rushing. That's pretty good because our defense has shown that once that quarterback gets loose, man. I mean, look what Tannehill did to us, 2 weeks ago. We cannot, what was it? Buckner, I believe, said that he'd lost his lane and stuff on the long run that I just said his name. Tannehill, had that long run from Tannehill 2 weeks ago, and he's like, I lost my discipline. We cannot do that this week at all. You know what I mean? We need, like I said, we just need these guys to stay disciplined, but just come at them from all angles.
Yeah, I got you.
What do you think of their defensive line? Because I know they still got Calais Campbell and stuff. Do you think that we'll be able to move the ball on the ground against them as well as we were against
their
Miami?
Tackling has been god awful.
So I've seen that, but then I watched some more of the highlight, and I was like, okay, so was that just a couple plays?
No, there has been a few plays where their tackling was not good, okay? Their tackling was looking like what our tackling was in week 1, week 2, okay? Not horrible, I guess. I shouldn't say god awful, but not great. Guys, physical players that are runners can get through tackles pretty easy on them. I've noticed that. Now, they could shore that up because generally they are not that type of team. But then again, neither is the Colts, right? Generally, the Colts are not that type of team. But they are right now. So,
yeah, it just seems like a broken record, but it just seems like the best path or the best success, path for success for the Colts is always going to be stop the run, get the pressure on the quarterback, and run the ball. I mean, it's like, okay, Carson, you're sort of like fourth in line on, what needs to be. Well, that's not true because you got to make sure he doesn't turn it over. But other than that, we don't need him to air it out for 300 plus yards every week. I love it.
Yeah. I get that. All right. Also, keep an eye on the fact that this man's got 11 sacks already this year, right? He's eaten sacks 3 or more times in a game, 3 out of the 4 games that he's played this year.
Oh, Lamar?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just talking about Carson. I was like,
No, I'm talking about Lamar Jackson.
I got you.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. Again, I think our defense can really do something here. Last year, the Colts held Lamar Jackson's as a team. We held the Ravens to 110 rushing yards as a team, 2.3 yards a carry. It's the lowest the team has ever seen in the Lamar Jackson era. The lowest amount of rushing yards as an average and for a game. And I do believe the Colts can still do that because of the speed and awareness of the team. How they're built up front and how they play a lot of zone. But, again, playing a lot of zone leaves you open to quick passes in those empty spots. In the zone, you just have to be a little bit tighter on your zone and make him make good plays. So it's a give and take in that situation. And last year, the reason why we got beat is because he started throwing and hitting people, in the second half. We allowed 3 points in the first half against Lamar Jackson. And literally, I think they had 60 total yards in the first half, if I remember correctly. Like total, passing and rushing together. And then in the second half, he started hitting his guys in the zone spots, especially right up the freaking gut and on the right side. Okay, and it was eating us up a little bit.
Yeah, you're sitting there talking. Go ahead. Sorry.
Sancho Mac, you say that Denver just held him. I'm talking about at that time, last year. At that time, they held him to that. Plus, it was 2.3 yards a carry as a team. That's what I'm saying. It was true.
They were a much healthier team that time year than
this was against a Ravens team when at the time they had all those running backs and everybody and they were scary at the run game, and the Colts was able to do. That's why I was saying I'm not worried about the rushing game. I'm worried about Lamar Jackson, more about, him being able to take off and make plays on us. That's what I'm worried about. So,
okay. If you could choose any player on the Colts that was not available last week, who would you, who would you want back the most this week for the Ravens game? Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, we had Braden Smith that was out, we had Kari Willis that was out, we had Rocky Sin that was out.
Give me Willis.
I mean, huh?
Give me Willis.
See, I liked how Alejandro played.
I know. But
I'm leaning for Rock.
Willis is one of those. I mean, I do want Rock back.
No, I know, but you have.
But Willis, in my opinion, is that guy. With the Ravens, you have to be able to handle the box. Okay, and he brings that extra piece. That when you need it, especially in zone, to where he could step up and kind of pay attention, and then if he takes off, he could hit him real quick, or dump off, so he could hit him real quick. You know what's funny? Didn't the Indianapolis Colts finish the season last year 8th in the NFL in total defense?
Yeah.
Little newsflash. Does anyone know what the Colts defense is ranked right now through 4 games in the NFL season?
8 and climbing with a rocket, as Casey Kasem used to say.
Yeah. We are currently ranked 8th in the NFL in total defense right now. The Indianapolis Colts are 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's like, well, the defense for the Colts. So we played 3 really, really good offenses, before we played Miami. And then look what we did to Miami. We held Miami to under 100 yards through the first 3 quarters before our defense was like, you know what? We're going to go prevent because we're up 20-3, in the fourth quarter, which that happens. But we played 3 really good freaking offenses, and yet we still were only giving up 216 yards through the air per game, right? Our passing defense is not as bad. We do give up some big plays. We did do that,
Week 1, week 2,
which is something that Colts fans are not used to, and I understand that. But all in all, we'll see. We'll see. I think the Colts are getting healthier. I think they're playing better, overall on both sides of the ball. They looked better against Miami, even with Carson hurt, than what this team looked against anyone else. Now, I'm even saying the offense. Yes, I think they look better offensively against Miami than they did against the Rams, and they scored.
Yeah. Like I said, I just feel like we played so much better against the Rams.
I know.
As a whole, for me personally.
As a whole?
Yeah. Because like I said, I just felt like, we were, you think about it, you get that 4th and goal plays and stuff that now we're seemingly starting to work out and stuff. I really do think as far as the game plan, and you sit there and, we talk about the Colts always lose that one head scratcher game. I feel like we may have already had that with the Tennessee game. Because that was the game where you just were like, where's all this lack of discipline coming from? Where's all this, things that just didn't fit in with all the, everything that we'd seen in weeks previous and in the Miami game.
Yeah, the Colts have got a few things that they have to deal with, though. But I think they're getting healthier finally. Mm-hmm. When they started off the season with so many people that were gone. Sancho, was it 2 weeks ago when the Colts literally had over half of their starters out of the game, basically, in one way or another because of injury? For the Colts, they were either on IR or they were just out because of injury or something of that nature, right?
It was like 47% or something.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So yeah, I think the Colts are getting healthier, and that helps. They're playing more. Being the fact that Carson didn't play during training camp, the fact that a lot of other guys weren't playing. They didn't have that connection with each other. They're starting to get that connection now, which is better. I'm not saying that the Colts are going to walk into Baltimore Monday night and put a whooping on them. No. I'm arguing the point. And by the way, thank you, Crazy Yogi, for subscribing. Appreciate you. I'm saying the Colts can walk into Baltimore on Monday night and give it a good game and have an honest shot at winning. Okay? I think this is a game that could go either way depending upon what happens, right? I legitimately don't think that the Colts are like some greater. You can't look at a 1-3 team and go, they're the best team in the NFL or they could beat anyone or anything. You can't do that.
No,
you legitimately can't. And I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying I like what I'm seeing from my team right now. Yeah. I'm seeing them progress. looks like they're getting healthier. And I do see holes in this Ravens team that can be exploited, that they have shown. But that doesn't mean that the Ravens don't know about these issues and these holes in their team. They get paid too. They practice on a daily basis. They're out there trying to fix these things just as much as the Colts are trying to fix their problems, you know? So I legitimately believe that this is a game that we're going to watch. I think this is going to be a hell of a Monday night game. I really, really do. And it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and I feel like this team, they enjoy the hype. They enjoy the cameras. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's sitting there grumping about the whole HBO and behind the scenes and all that. I think these players probably love that stuff. You know what I mean? Because you think about it, everything these guys do. You know, whether it's your Darius Leonard or Kenny Moore or anybody on the on the roster. You know, these guys just love making plays and celebrating and you sit there and you were talking about how we're not the best. I don't even know that we're playing the best football of all the 1 and 3 teams. You know what I mean? But I do agree with the fact that I feel like of the 1 and 3 teams, we're on the upward trajectory just because, like you said, now these guys are finally getting all this time that we missed out on through injuries and the laundry list of reasons, you know what I mean? Plus now, like you said, we're getting the Xavier Rhodes back. Hopefully we'll be getting the Rock Ya-Sins and the Braden Smiths within the next week or two. So yeah, let's not mention the first, after this week's game, the first 5 games that we had sucked. I mean, it was like one of the toughest schedules. So our schedule's also trending for us. So like you said, man, if we could, I'm telling you right now, if we can go in there and we can steal this win or just flat out just win this game this weekend, we go in 2 and 3. That's right where I had us. I think, didn't you have it 3 and 2 in the first 5? But I mean, basically right in the same area that we were, thinking that we were going to be with everything.
Oh no, there's no chance that we can get anywhere near what I was. But then again, that was before all the injuries and stuff.
That's right, because you were 4-1, weren't you? That's right.
Yeah, I was 4-1, and then we had all those injuries to start the season off with, and I was just like, well, that ain't happening.
I think it'd be sort of interesting to just see how many players actually played 17 games. Whenever this is all said and done on the entire roster, how many guys were actually active for 17 games?
It's not the problem that we got so many. It's the problem is the injuries are all starters.
Exactly.
Like big name starters. That's the problem. It's not like we've got 500 injuries to our team. It's the fact that every stinking one of them are important. They're all, they're all the, this guy's making $15 million a year. This guy's making $10 million a year. This guy's, 3-time All-Pro in a row. I mean, our starting quarterback. That's the problem with the Colts. It's not the number of injuries. It's the fact that almost every one of their injuries are their starting players, and that's a problem.
Yeah, I agree completely. Yeah, I mean, because it seems like it, this sounds terrible, but can't players in the background just be the ones getting hurt in practice? But yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, but at least the upside is we're not like, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago where it was the same position, losing your first, your second, your third, to where you couldn't. Remember, we were pulling safeties off the street just trying to, get a roster worth together.
Yeah. Brandon, I agree with you. I know the Ravens. I feel sorry for your freaking running back room. Your running back room looks like our offensive line when it comes to injuries, right? I mean, I get it. I understand it. We should have had 3 different guys on IR, starters, all of them Pro Bowlers. Except Braden Smith, who I think was an alternate Pro Bowler last year. And didn't Braden make the 100?
I don't believe so.
No, I know that Kelly did.
Yeah.
But yeah, your guys' running back room looks like our offensive line. It's just it's completely decimated, But our offensive line is outside of Quentin Nelson, who just got dropped on IR last Saturday. outside of that, it looks like we might be getting some people back. Like we started to get Eric Fisher in, you know, and Kelly starting to get better, and rumors about our right tackle Braden Smith might be coming back, you know, that type of situation. So yeah, I get it. I understand. Ravens have had your secondaries taking hits too. I know. You know, our secondary's taking hits as well, you know. So, yes, both of our teams got to deal with injuries. And it sucks. But the Colts have played the teams that they've played, you know. Like, we played the Rams. Should have beat the Rams. We played Seattle. That was a close game. Had a chance at beating them. Left a lot of points on the board in that game. A lot of points. A lot of people. That's when the team was, you know, fans started questioning Frank Reich's play calling, especially when it came to scoring time. You know, that's when that started this year. We didn't look very good against the Titans. You know, Derrick Henry ate us up, but Derrick Henry eats everybody up. Derrick Henry is the only running back the last 3 seasons that has ran 100 yards against us. You know, the only one. But then last week, we come out and we just completely dominated a team we, you know, honestly should have. Honestly, I expected Brissett to play better than what he did. I really did. And he waited till the fourth quarter to start playing because he was not accurate. Generally, he is actually semi-accurate. He doesn't throw deep a lot, but he's semi-accurate sitting in the pocket and usually has the quick decisions and stuff. And he was missing his players badly yesterday or on Sunday. He was. There was a lot of bad passes by Brissett in that game.
No doubt. I mean, but I don't know. I guess we see that young man different. I mean, don't get me wrong. Walter Patton, heck of a teammate, all that. I'm not trying to disparage, but yeah, I definitely felt like what we saw from Jacoby is what I kind of expected to see from Jacoby.
Yeah. But either way, I mean,
yeah.
I didn't expect to be 20-3 going into in the beginning of the fourth quarter.
No, yeah, I definitely thought that, you know, like you said,
I thought it was going to be a lot closer of a game than what it was.
Yeah, I thought their defense had a chance to, you know, was going to have a chance to score. You know, I mean, yeah.
One thing we can say, our team does not turn the football over. We're like 5th in the NFL in turnover ratio, right? Which is good. We're at like +4 on the turnover ratio, +4, +5, and Baltimore's -1 in the turnover ratio right now. And that is, huh?
That's it, just -1.
Yeah, they've got some turnovers on defense. They have
gotten some turnovers. Me then.
yeah, they've got some turnovers on defense.
All right.
But
hey, you know, we've been doing this for about an hour. I was wanting to know, can you show me where to get these things at?
Oh, crap. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got into my stuff, and I haven't really dropped anything when it comes to things. First off, guys, please don't forget, smash the like button. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Tag that notification bell. Make sure you hit the notification bell because, like I said, tomorrow I'm uploading with Strong Opinion Sports. We're going to be doing a collab this week and next week. This week it'll be on mine. Next week it'll be on his. So make sure you get the notification and the subscription. I'd appreciate it. And check out the description of the video. There's a link. I didn't put it at the top this time, and I should have, but I didn't. There's a link down there that says merch and super chat, and you'll see it says tip. That's the super chat. If you ever want to drop a donation, guaranteed it'll come up on the screen. I will be able to, you know, just like a normal YouTube, only I get 96% of it rather than 50% like YouTube takes it all. Ridiculous. And then, of course, you know, the merch shop stuff that he's sitting there talking about that he was yelling at. Yeah. The link is in the description. Make sure to check out the Colts Law merch shop. The link is in the description of this video. There are a ton of high quality, reasonably priced items there that you can choose from. And all you got to do is just click one button and you can go and check out all these great merchandise items. I'm reading. I get you. You got 15, but not all those IR guys are like starters there, Sancho. But that is a lot of IR. That's like San Francisco kind of stuff from last year. Guys, don't forget that if you want to support us, not only hitting like and subscribing, but check out the link, the Newsbreak that's in there, man. It's a free app. And if you use the link to download it and give us a follow, we get paid. You know, so that's awesome. Thank you for your help there. Is it going to click? No, it ain't. It don't like me. This video is sponsored by Newsbreak. Newsbreak is an app used over 1.5 billion times a month by people just like you to get local news via articles or videos by those who are focused on that specific area. People like myself. Just use the link in the description of this video to download it. Then search a city, state, or someone specific, like myself, Colts Law. Then make sure to follow them so you'll get all the news fresh as it comes out. Oh, yeah.
He's back.
And then there's the Backroom Collection. You need to go check that out as well, okay, guys? Really cool stuff here at the Backroom Collection. They're actually a sponsor of ours. So, yeah, don't forget to use our discount code at the Backroom Collection. This channel is proudly sponsored by the Backroom Collection. They do beautiful sports canvas art with football, basketball, baseball, and other sports themes. Special orders are accepted and autograph pieces are available. Many Indianapolis Colts sign pieces will be available beginning in November. Just use your discount code CL10 to purchase the pieces you want to spice up your living area. That's CL10. All right. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate each and every one of you, man. It's been great. And I get you, Sancho. It's awesome that you're here. I appreciate you being here. And, support your team. That's awesome. I want you to do that. Argue your points, too, man. Man, you're 3-1, right? It'll be an interesting game. I don't think that Baltimore will blow us out. The Baltimore has not blown the Colts out in a long time. Not in the Lamar Jackson era, they haven't blown the Colts out. I think it'll be a good game. I really do, especially with the fact that the Colts seem like they're getting a little bit healthier and getting things back together. So hopefully it will be, because it is a Monday night game, right? But it's been an hour. I think we're about done here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Is there any final words, Loyalist?
No, I just like you said, man. I'm hoping these guys just keep building and adding to what we saw last week, and hopefully we can grind out another W and stack that one on and go into week 6 with some good positive momentum.
What's up, guys? Okay, so I appreciate each and every, like I said, I will have that upload tomorrow, and we will be doing our Patreon stream tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we do every Thursday night, we do a Patreon stream, and Patreon only, so, link is in the description, $5 a month. We all know this. Got people in here right now as part of Patreon. And then I think we will be back here on Friday to discuss a little bit more about this game. All right. Hopefully I'll be able to start looking at some all-22 and seeing some things and being able to talk. But thank you so much, guys. And until next time, I'm Lawrence Owen. That's Loyalist. And as usual, yeah. Have a good one. There it is.
Just because a player's not a household name doesn't mean we can't make him a household name.